I've got a fly buzzing round. Oh, happy Tuesday, by the way. There is a fly buzzing round, which usually means that will set Rosie off because she's in attendance, and she will probably attempt to come in and snap at the fly because she likes to try to catch them. Usually she doesn't, but occasionally she manages to get on it, like a bonnet, as they say. Right, what should we talk about today? Well, it's not a good day for me today because my IBS is kicking my butt today. So let's just say it's a good job I'm not going anywhere because I need to be close to the bathroom. Too much information for you, I know, but IBS sufferers, you understand where I'm going with this theme. Don't know what I've eaten, but it doesn't need to, oh fly, go away. It doesn't need to be anything I've eaten. Sometimes, oh hello. Hello little one. That's not me snorting, by the way, it's Trixie. She decided to come in to see what I'm up to. You like to sit with me, don't you? Why do you like to sit with me? I think she has this clinging tendency. Do you want to sit behind? Right, okay, I'll get up. I'll get up while you sit behind. Let me move the cushions first. Let me move the cushions first and then you can sit. Come, sit. Obviously, she is now happy. Oh, by the way, we'll do what I'm wearing first while she's there. This is a very, very elderly pattern. I don't think you'll be able to get it anymore. It was emu, and it was done in emu pearl, and I think my mum knitted it for me. And I'm wearing it with one of my usual sort of Indian skirts that I probably bought on eBay. Along with a necklace that again came from eBay. Sweetie pie, let me sit down because she, oh gosh, I don't like, I'm always frightened of sitting on her. Yeah, there she is. There she is, the girl herself. There's Trixie Bell. Miss Snorty. There she goes. Yeah. Yeah, the necklace always reminds me of a ladybird for some reason or another. So it's the wrong colour for a ladybird. Ladybug if you're in America. But it always reminds me of one. Anyway, I finished off the cotton cardigan that I was making. I made it shorty because I only had 500 gram balls. And so it's my own pattern. Sorry people to disappoint you, but I do better when I do my own thing. It manages to have, it's to go with a pair of green trousers that I still have not shortened. Because you know me, Miss Procrastination, that means to do all these things and never quite manages it. Anyway, I finished off this little cardigan. Once again, it's a very elderly pattern. It won't be going for sale because I am such a bad stitcher-upper when it comes to all the ends. And the inside looks like I don't know what. So I would not inflict this upon anybody because you wouldn't want to put your baby in something that's been codged together like that. I've made it before and I've never managed to make it so badly. So it will be going on my dolly that's in the shed. And also I messed up. I've got two greens, one on top of the other there, which according to the pattern I shouldn't have, but I obviously messed up when I was watching the TV and not concentrating on what I was doing. But it's a very nice pattern, but I doubt, once again, that you can get it because I made it, first of all, so many years ago. I will show it to you just in case you ever manage to come across it. It's a robin pattern. Woo, can't even open it. It's a robin double knitting pattern and it's 1, 5, 2, 7, 8. It's got two sweaters, got cardigans on, and that's the one on the bottom. I've done it many, many times in dark colours, but somehow always managed to sew it up a heck of a lot better than I sewed this one up. Still, my dolly in the shed will appreciate wearing it. It'll keep it warm, won't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, what am I doing at the moment? Well, I haven't started yet. But you know the sweater that I made that's sort of like the honeycomb design? A friend of mine has requested one. I don't normally do requests, but she's only very tiny. She's only a slim little thing, so I don't mind. Normally when I get requests, it's for very, very huge ladies, and I lose the will to live knitting anything that large, so I'm so glad that somebody tiny has asked me to make them something. So that's the background. As I said before, I couldn't get chunky in white at the Naked Sheep. So I have to get double knitting, which I will use doubled up. But I also bought the marble chunky while I was in there. And she wanted something that was turquoise, or she likes turquoises and she likes greens. So this will shade, you know, from the turquoise to the green. So kind of, you know, the rows where they go up like that, they will look so different. So once I actually start it, then I will let you know. So what am I doing at the minute? Well, I had, you know, I've just done that with the 550 grams. I had the 500 grams, sorry. I had 10 50 grams in the shed of Peyton's Cotton Twist Aran. I have a deep pink cardigan, but as I've lost weight, it fits me absolutely, well, doesn't. It practically wraps around me twice. So that is going to have to be jettisoned. So I started another one of the shorty. I think I mentioned before, I'm more into the shorty fitted cardigans at the moment. I'm not into the big voluminous baggy things, which is why I've gone back to this, because when Mum made it for me, I was a lot smaller, and I hung on to it purely because Mum had made it for me, even though it no longer fitted. Anyway, I'm pleased to announce that it fits me, so I'm back to wearing it again. Thank you so much, Mum. I've got about 3 or 4 things that Mum made me that I won't part with you. So I'm actually making another one where I'm off Janet's brain box. Making another little shorty cardigan. It's just a normal sort of. If you're in the UK, 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble. If you're in America, I think it's 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. So it's just, as I say, I make things up as I go along. Talking about the barnet, yeah, that's the hair if you're in the US. Yes, it's very, very light. I wanted to get rid of the dark roots that were all across there. So I thought, platinum blonde sounds a nice idea, because I've been doing honey blonde and stuff like that, which hasn't got rid of the grey roots. So I thought, platinum blonde. Did it this morning, took it off, I thought, oh, yellow. It's pale yellow. Oh dear, I'll have to get some of that purple shampoo, you know, to take the brassiness of it. So at the moment you've got a sort of very, very blonde version of me. Oh dear. Anyway, that's about the only thing I've got to say. I don't know how people manage to spread things out and make videos last for ages while they're just showing you one thing. Because I am not very good at that, am I? Obviously. I'll show you what I've got to show you in 2 minutes flat. Yeah, I went to the library on Monday, yes. Coming back, I had to stay out of the way for reasons I won't go into at the moment. I'll go into it later, at a later date. So I couldn't go back in the house until about 5:30. So I decided to call at the Comfy Cafe, which is the FBK. And it's Fleetwood Beach Cafe with a K. Not the C, a K. I suppose it's modern and to say cafe with a K. And I had a milkshake, so that could have set the IBS off, because I don't usually drink cow's milk. So I had a banana milkshake and it was rather nice actually. So that could have set me off. So I sat there doing my crochet, as usual, while I whiled away the time. Yeah. It could have been that, or it could have been the Chinese that I had. I can't blame anything in particular. But then again, if you suffer with IBS, there doesn't have to be a trigger. You just wake up one morning and like, hey, here I am, I'm rearing my ugly head. Yeah, well, I've got an ugly head as well. So that's what happened this morning. So thankfully I am not going anywhere, as it could have been very awkward, because the seafront, as I've explained to you before, is like miles and miles of concrete, and there is definitely not a ladies in sight, or a gents for that matter. Any port in a storm, you know what I mean? So I would have had to have, well, it could have been very dire, couldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. The sun's trying to shine, but in my front room I've had to put my wrap on because on top of this it was cold. I thought, sun's shining this morning, try to look a little bit summery, Janet, put a finer sweater on instead of one of your big chunky things. But I have to say, in here it's not so bad. It's warmer in here. But in my front room, freezing. Freezing. Plus I did have the window open, which, you know, wasn't a good idea with Barky Rosie, because every time anybody came remotely into the street, she was... So I do apologise in case she starts all over again. But at the moment it's peaceful, as we say, peaceful. So, what am I doing? Well, I'll probably start this sweater off, because I like to have a little bit of knit and a little bit of crochet on at the same time. That one I just crocheted all in one go, never stopped. It's a nice colour of green, isn't it? Couldn't find green buttons, so I had to put like multicoloured ones on. Yeah, just put a little sort of peplum border on the end of it. It's just, I don't know, I just do better when I don't have a pattern. I just get on with it when I don't have a pattern. I know I'm annoying, aren't I? I'm an infuriating beggar. Sorry about that. Trixie's having a little snort. Yeah, you can see her, she's having a little snort. My son's Facebook page, which I looked at today for the first time in forever, consists of lots and lots of photographs and videos of Trixie snoring. He must have a thing about that. I don't normally look at his Facebook page because I'm not actually on his friends list, so I'm actually surprised I could actually see it. Because usually when you're not on anybody's friends list, you get a very limited sort of access to other people's, you know, Facebook pages. If you've ever tried to find, yeah. I was watching a nice video today. I have put a link on my Facebook page. I follow a lady called Crafty Nana, that's N-A-N-A, because she normally does, you know, what you in America would call thrifting, what we call charity shopping, and she gets some wonderful, wonderful bargains. But at the moment she's living out in Malaysia. I think she spends the summers out in Malaysia or whatever, or the winters out in Malaysia. I don't know where she works. Anyway, sometimes she's in Malaysia, sometimes she's in the UK. Anyway, they went to Tokyo because her son got married in Tokyo. Anyway, she went to the Harry Potter, a sort of exhibition there. I've never been a Harry Potter fan, but I can appreciate how it sort of, you know, this exhibition is very, very well done. If you want to look at the video, it's on my Facebook page. Very, very well done. And I could appreciate it, even though I've never read any Harry Potter books or never seen any of the movies. I know. Or any of the films. If you're Irish, that's what they say. Instead of saying films, they say films. In America you call them movies. We've got the habit of calling them movies over here, but they're films, yeah. But I've never been. Now my niece took her sister's child, in other words her nephew, to the Harry Potter in London. And I know quite a few people who do YouTube videos have been to the Harry Potter thing in London. But this one was in Tokyo. So if you watch it, if you can get past the woman going, yeah. They always have a very high-pitched voice, don't they, these Chinese ladies, yeah. And they all wear masks. Somehow or another she managed to make herself understood. Well, I didn't understand that, obviously, because she was talking in Chinese, with a microphone over the top of her mask. You've got to applaud these people. You've got to, you know, give them kudos, haven't you, for managing not to be muffled while they're wearing a mask. Yeah, I suppose they say COVID's on the rise again, but I keep getting these messages saying, you are due your COVID vaccination, and I keep thinking, yeah, right, okay, I ain't going again. I'll take my chances. I have never been ill with the first 3 of my COVID injections. I've always thought, oh, what's everybody going on about? Why have they been poorly? Last time, they jabbed me twice. They did the flu in one arm and the COVID in the other, and I was so ill. And I thought, no, you are not getting me again. So when it was time for my flu injection, I said, yes, you can do the flu, because I have no trouble with the flu injection. And I didn't. Flu injection went in. But go away with that COVID. I'm not having that. And in any case, they keep saying, oh, it's a different strain. You need a different one now. You need, oh, this, that and the other. And I'm like, no. I'll take my chances. You know, I know people are still very, very ill. I know people have died with it and everything, but I just don't fancy being ill again. I've had enough with being ill. You know, when you get coughs and colds and flus and God knows what in the winter, and the sunshine comes out and you think, I do not want anybody stabbing me in my arm, giving me any more germ. I know they say they're not live. Then why was I so ill last time? Because I've never been ill with a flu jab, ever. And because of my breathing difficulties and my, you know, having to use the CPAP machine, I've actually been having flu jabs for about the last 15, 16 years, something like that. Never been ill with one of them. Never had the slightest side effect with any of them. But the one time they give me the COVID in one arm, flu in the other, oof, ill. So, not going that path again. So I shall go, probably do a bit more of my crochet. There's a bit of an argument going on one of the websites on Facebook. Dunelm, which is a shop in the UK, has like this crochet throw which is done in granny squares. And there's one lady on there who's swearing blind it's done by a machine. I may be wrong, but I didn't think anybody, even the very, very clever Japanese, had managed to make a machine that actually crochets. There is a machine that does sort of like a weird stitch. It looks like knots going round each other, but it doesn't look like crochet. But maybe I'm wrong. But there's great argument. There's always arguments going on. People insisting it's this and other people insisting it's that. That's why I don't tend to join in on anything like that. Life's too short, isn't it, to be arguing about stuff. It's this, no it's that, no it's the other, no it's this. And they get quite heated about it, don't they? And they start ripping into each other and getting quite personal, and you're thinking, gosh, life's too short. Either it's crochet or it's not crochet. Just leave it at that, you know. Have your own opinion. You think it's knitted fine, you think it's crocheted fine, you think it's machine done fine. I ain't going there. Life's too short, as I said before. This is definitely crochet. This is definitely not machine done. This is done by my own little fair hands. So yeah, I'll go. I've done the back. I know it's short, but as I said before, I'm hoping, keep your fingers crossed everybody, that we may have a summer. Or a summer that's warm. They keep promising us this heat wave. Weather forecast says we're going to have this heat wave. They told us that last year, but it never reached Fleetwood. I think we had a couple of days where I might have got a little bit of a suntanny burn on my arm because you're so used to not putting factor anything on. Because you're so used to it being windy and rainy and whatever, that when there is a little bit of sun, you forget all about putting factor whatever on your arm. It's always the top of my shoulders that gets burned. Because I wear a hat, you know, if it's sunny at all, I wear a, you know, the kind of hat that shields a small village, you know the ones I mean? But they're not fashionable. In fact, I must get another one, to be truthful. I have a black straw one, that is now faded to grey. Was that a song one time? Fade to grey. Well, it's got all battered and it's faded. Still does the job, but it's not the attractive looking hat it once was. Yeah. I've been watching, as you know, I keep banging on about this, don't I? The fashionable ladies in Milan. But they seem to be wearing like a fedora. There's a hat shop, hat stall down in Cleveland, but I did look, but unfortunately no. They tend to be baseball caps, which perhaps that's what they sell, baseball caps. You can get pink glittery ones that Katie Price would probably love, but apart from that it's not quite kiss me quick, but you know, the kind of... No, I don't fancy a baseball cap. I want a fedora. I want to look more fashionable. Failing that, you know, another big one that shelters a small villager. I have got another one in the cupboard, but it's purple and it's felt, so it's not exactly a sun hat. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think... And I did have like a cowboy hat in, like a kind of a raffia, but I don't know whether I've still got that or not. But I bought actually in Skiathos. I had a sun hat, but it kept blowing off. So the lad I was, well, I wasn't with him, I had gone to such a year's wedding. The bloke I was at Skiathos with, if you follow mid-drift, we weren't a couple, he was marrying somebody else. He ran along the shop and came back with this, you know, hat and said, put that on, because it had a toggle that you under your chin. He said, he won't be having this, won't be blown up. In fact, I've got a picture of me somewhere when I'm gazing out to sea, looking wistful. I didn't even know he was taking a photo. I was gazing out, I was in a little world of my own, watching all the scenery as it went past with this hat on the back of my head. So it's one of my favourite pictures actually. And everybody remarked about how sort of tranquil and relaxed I looked. I was, you know. I love the scenery. I know I say I don't like it here because there's just concrete and waves. There is no scenery as such. When you go to somewhere like Skiathos, you know, there's the little boats, you know, the harbour, and people are coming and going. And, you know, if you go for a boat trip, which we did, there's all these fantastic views, like of all these white villas. They paint everything white and everything has blue doors. There's not a bit of like another colour. You don't see red or green or anything. Blue doors, blue window frames, everything is blue. And, you know, you see it all as you're going past. So that's where I was. I was in a little world of my own, just gazing out to sea. And my camera was there, and I don't know whether it was Stephen or his mum. Probably Stephen picked it up and took a photograph of me. And I didn't know much about it until I looked at the camera later and thought, oh, that's a nice photograph. So, yeah, that's my memories of me on the boat. And the water there is so blue. Oh, sorry about this, people, but at least she's further away and you can't quite hear her quite as loudly as if she was in the room with me. But she will bark and bark because she's got barking Tourette's. I think I've said this before. She won't stop until she wants to. It's very sad. The little one isn't bothered at all. She's just sat behind me, couldn't care less. But until I go in there and say, shush Rosie, she won't stop. Which is very annoying for you. Very sorry about this. So maybe I will go early. I don't know how many minutes I've got left. Let me look at my little timer. Oh, my timer says I've got 3 minutes, but I'm sure you can't stand 3 more minutes of her barking, can you? So I shall love you and leave you and go. Maybe I'll have something more to show you on another day when she is not barking. So don't forget to do the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Tell all your friends. Because I grew my channel by 1 person since last week. 1 person. Oh, hello. Little wants to go and join. Rosie, please. I'm going to have to go. subscribe, thumbs up, tell all your friends. Janet wants some more subscribers. Woo!